who actually are you? Like, whomst are you? I worked with JP Morgan, I worked with KPMG, I worked with Bank of America. It really gave me insight in terms of what they look for. Best type of career person today: chase your purpose, and you'll meet somebody where your purposes will align together. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Up On It. I'm Charlene. So today's video is a get to know me career tag. I feel like on the internet sometimes you see people posting loads of content and you're like, but who actually are you? Like, who are you? Questions that I feel like would help you guys get to know me a little bit better and understand my career journey, and to understand why sometimes I say things that make sense. Okay, so I'm going to be looking down a lot because I'm reading from there, so if I look like a newsreader, that's why. So my name is Charlene Amakaranteng. Charlene, Charlyn, not Charlene, not Shaolin, not Shalin. Like, I mean, I get all sorts, but it's Charlene. I feel like it's simple enough. Ama, because I'm Ghanaian, and in our culture you get named after the day of the week that you're born. So I'm born on a Saturday, so I'm called Ama. I always thought that was really cool. Age, somewhere in the 20s, region, somewhere there. I always get told that I look younger than my age, so I'm gonna take it. What's my job? So I work for a big four in London. I work in Canary Wharf, and my job is kind of twofold. So I have an attraction side, which is all about like brand attraction and making sure that the firm looks kind of sexy to students and to people who are of diverse backgrounds, particularly Black heritage. And then the upside is I look after recruitment for the east of England and also London as well. So two quite different things. If you're interested in how to kind of, you know, what firms are looking for, how to get into some of these firms, just general kind of recruitment tips, hopefully I'll be able to share some of that with you guys. Where am I from? So ethnically I'm Ghanaian, but I live in London, born and raised in the East End of London. I love London with my whole heart. To me, it's like the greatest city in the world. My favourite places in London are probably like the South Bank. I spend a lot of time in the South Bank. Am I single or married? Next question. What's my favourite film? Do you know when people ask me these questions, people always think you're gonna say something really deep and meaningful. To be honest, I love Marvel, I love action films, and I love rom-coms. Genuinely, like, okay, I don't know my favourite film, but genuinely my favourite character in a film is probably Captain America. I love Captain America. I love superhero films. I love Marvel. Yeah, so that's like my thing, which you probably wouldn't expect, but like I love superheroes. Anything comic books and superheroes in films, that's me. Best type of career person today? I don't know. It depends who you are and what you want for your life. Chase your purpose, and you'll meet somebody where your purposes will align together beautifully and you can move forward in your life. Which occupation do I find the worst? If you guys know the term banker, yeah, investment bankers are the worst. Favorite genre of music? I love music. I listen to music all the time. I've been rock, I've been indie, I've been soul, I've been jazz. I'm still a hip hop head. I've gospel forever, so I couldn't pick a genre. At the moment, I'm listening to a lot of Masego. If you guys don't know who that is, please go and listen to Masego. He's incredible. One of my favourite songs randomly of all time is probably Coldplay, Magic. One of my favourite albums of all time is Laura Villa, Sing to the Moon, Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More. And this is obvious, but probably Lauryn Hill and Miss Education of Lauryn Hill. Those are probably my favourite albums, amongst others. But yeah, those are my favourite albums. But yeah, I'm very eclectic with music. My dad used to take me to a lot of gigs when I was younger, so I've always grown up around music, and like my life is a concert party, so there we go. Okay, next question, what's my favourite colour? Yellow. Yellow's my favourite colour. I like yellow and I like black. And I like turquoise as well, but probably yellow. You guys probably can tell all my social media has some kind of yellow in it. What's my work history? Whew, child. Okay, so I did law as an undergraduate degree, hated it. And then I did a master's in international law, which I absolutely loved. My final year, I did some modules that I really enjoyed. And I was always really interested in humanitarian relief and international law and gender and all that kind of stuff, so I ended up doing that in my master's, and because I guess it was more focused, I enjoyed it a lot more. I did really well in it, it was really, really hard. I have a video about my masters, you can go and check it out. It was really hard, but I really enjoyed it. So after I did that, I kind of thought I was gonna go work for the UN. You never know, it might still happen. When I was at university, I worked for the Widening Participation Office. So what that meant was that I did loads and loads of travelling around to talk to people about higher education and university. So I went to loads of schools and loads of colleges. And so I got really familiar with the student recruitment process into university, personal statements, what a personal statement should look like. When I graduated, I just kind of thought, obviously, I'm gonna get a job really quickly, because you just think that, don't you? But it wasn't that easy. So I graduated in about September, and I didn't start my new job until February. What I did was I interned, so it wasn't paid, and then I'd intern in the day and then go to work for a call centre in the night time, because obviously I needed the money. So it wasn't a smooth journey for me.
Tough time never lasts, only tough people last.
First 6 months out of graduation was just interning for free, and trying to get the knowledge. So it was an international relief firm that I interned for, so it was great to be there and learn, but obviously, like, I needed money, so I had to go work in a call centre in the evening. So that's what I did. My first proper job outside of uni, when I graduated and finished my internship, was to work for a social mobility charity, and that was probably really pivotal. I met a lot of people, learned a lot of skills, and like, when you first come out of uni, you don't really know that much about the working world, so it was a big learning curve for me. And basically what I did was I looked after their banking, business and finance programs. So we kind of like matched up young people who were high achieving to professionals, and we did loads of skill sessions and training, and prep for university and prep for the working world. And to be honest, I loved the job, I loved what I did. Like, I found it very, very fulfilling, and I made connections with some of the young people that I still talk to today, so I found that bit very fulfilling. I worked with so many firms, and really learned kind of like stakeholder management and like just client relations. So I worked with JP Morgan, I worked with KPMG, I worked with EY, I worked with Bank of America, I worked with different consultancy firms, and I was the FCA, like so many different people, and I think it really gave me insight in terms of what they look for when they are looking for people to join their firm. So I think from that I was able to kind of learn a lot of that stuff, because I was the one who was recruiting those students into those firms and kind of getting them ready for that. So you learn a lot in that kind of environment about what people are looking for and how to prepare people for those kind of roles as well. After I worked for the social mobility charity, I then went to work for the Big Four firm. So that's kind of been the journey there, and I talked about what I did there as well. So you can see the progression, and that was a relationship that I built at the previous organisation that I worked for. So try and maintain good contacts, it helps so much, you have no clue. What would I say my life slogan is? Do well, do good. Like, what is the point of being successful if you're not going to do positive things for your community or the people around you? And so for me, people is a big part of my purpose and what I want to do. So that's a big part. But I also, listen, Chanel's not going to buy itself. So a house is not going to buy itself. And I like to go on holiday and I want to be cute. So we need a balance. Money's not a bad thing, you know? So I think for a long time I didn't know that I could have the balance of both. I kind of felt like it was going to be one or the other for me, and it wasn't until I progressed in my career that I realised that I could do both. So what are my aspirations and my passions? Oh gosh, so many. I care about young people, I care about society, I care about justice and the criminal justice system. That's why I did law. I really care about social mobility and education, and humanitarian relief. Always since I was a kid, those are things that I didn't really know the names for them. I just knew that I cared about people being able to do what they want, and I care about people's purposes and people being connected to what they want to do with their lives. Always, since I was a kid. I didn't have names for them, I didn't know why, I just knew that it was always a passion for me. It was really important to me that everybody had access to make their lives better if they wanted to. Like, it's been probably my core driver. I think what's been interesting is I've had to almost walk the journey to be able to really talk about it, and that doesn't mean that it's always easy. It doesn't mean that you don't face fears, and it doesn't mean that everything always falls into place really easily, but it does mean that it's possible, and that's really important to me. So yeah, that's why I do everything that I do, is to push people into purpose as I'm walking in mine. And I really believe that all things work together for good. So no matter what happens, I feel like it will work out for your good. I'm a living witness. But mostly at the moment, I guess my driving force is preparing people for the world of work. I feel like sometimes people, it's not that people are not confident, it's just they're just not prepared or they don't know. And I feel like sometimes you don't know something until you don't know that you don't know it. So my job is to like prepare people as much as possible. So that's what I'm really passionate about. And yeah, I guess particularly from people come from my communities, my background, just making sure that, listen, people that I grew up with were smart, they were street smart, they were book smart, and making sure that we are reaching as wide an audience of people as we possibly can, because I just know that the people that I grew up with and the people that I know are brilliant, and so just want to make sure that they have as much opportunity open to them as possible. What are the biggest career lessons that I've learned? Oh God, where do we start? Number one, watch people and learn very quickly. Number two, you can't teach until you've learned yourself. So learn, teach, lead, and don't be afraid to lead as well. Like really believe, own yourself, really believe in yourself. And one of the biggest things I've learned as well is that nobody's gonna advocate for you better than you will. So speak up for yourself. When you do something good, don't be afraid to tell people, don't be afraid to show it, not in an arrogant way. So long as you have that experience, feel free to talk about it. Also, don't be afraid to go for things. Oh my gosh, honestly, if I had gone for the things that I'm doing now years ago, I would have been in a different place. I think I was really scared to go for certain things. I wish I'd learned that a lot quicker. I think it would have put me maybe further ahead than where I am. So guys, quick career story, get to know me, tag a little bit. Hopefully that's been useful. So, you know, when I'm talking about university and personal statements or preparing for certain firms or recruitment or CVs or application forms and all that kind of stuff, I feel like I've walked that journey literally all the way through, not just in my own experience but in my work experience. So I really hope the stuff that I say to you guys makes sense, that it comes from a place of knowledge, and again, always feel free to hit me up at any point. Email me, stayingupon@gmail.com, follow me at Up On It Careers for everything, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.